If you want to see more INFJ videos, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. When a video leads to more subscribers, it's probably the best sign that it's gone down well. Soft power. Aggressive power beats you up. Soft power wins you over. Are INFJs always gentle? Not necessarily, but I would say that it's a salient attribute of their character. I think it's a combination of their high FE and low SE. If a more forceful person gets through obstacles by smashing through the wall, then INFJs are more like a slow creeping ivy that embeds itself so deeply in the foundation that the wall falls down seemingly without any force being exerted. It's the difference between a pointed laser beam and a diffuse glow that shines in a dispersed way across the situation. INFJs can definitely seem passive, but I would say that that's a misreading of their approach. Influence. Geology is the study of pressure and time. That's all it takes, really. Pressure and time. This subtle strength often manifests in the form of influence. This, almost without exception, is focused towards people. INFJs are introverts. Although they can come across as quite social, they still ultimately prefer interacting with people one-on-one. This is probably where the notion of them being counselors or confidants comes from. To have an impact on people is one of the greatest joys for them. When you look at famous historical examples of INFJs, they can take this mindset and apply it on a mass scale or at a societal level. So it's not limited to the one-on-one. It's just that for most INFJs, that's the way it's going to come across lots of the time. Whichever way you slice it, to be at their best and work their magic, they need time. Time is like the secret sauce that magnifies the effectiveness of subtlety. It allows for cumulative impact. INFJs, although they can if they work on it, typically aren't going to be people that make a big and bold impression from the get-go. It's not their style nor their nature. The functions of NI, FE, and TI in a row are kind of like a human deciphering algorithm that will adapt and sometimes contort itself to match what the other person wants. This can be very double-edged because on the one hand, it allows them to get on with almost anyone, but can sometimes come at the expense of being all things to all people. Some authenticity is definitely lost. Trying to balance those things together is a very important and ongoing issue for INFJs. As I believe I've mentioned before in previous videos, if they were to get all of the different people in their life together in one room, it might be difficult for them to know how to act so that everyone in that room actually recognized them. Mentorship and guidance. The mind is not a vessel that needs filling, but wood that needs igniting. Guiding someone is an art form. It's not just about giving people information, although that is a big part of it. It's about catalyzing someone's motivation, figuring out what drives a person, where their desire is coming from, and how they can make use of that in a sustainable way. In a sense, it's about enabling and allowing a person to guide themselves. It's about removing distractions, especially the voices of other people, trying to push them one way or the other. To force your opinions onto someone is to try to shape them in your image, which is antithetical to the spirit of mentorship and guidance. Just like INTPs, which is interestingly a type that INFJs can often be confused for, more on that some other time, they often prefer to be people who inspire action in others than the person who is taking action always themselves. Kind of like that archetypical figure in fiction who guides the hero, having a big influence on the plot and the outcome without all of the legwork. INFJs are intuitives, after all, people who naturally spot trends, patterns, and underlying ideas, especially when it comes to people and their psychology. If they can focus on that, then use their knowledge and insight to help other people, who can then in turn go on to use that insight in their lives, it's something that naturally multiplies their impact. If you're an INFJ, then let me know down below in the comments whether you resonate with this notion of being a gentle guide to the people around you in your life. Also, please subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. It really does make a big difference to the channel. And if you haven't already, feel free to join the Love Who Discord server. The link is in the description below. It's like an INFJ unicorn haven.